This is the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Does it have everything you are looking for? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. I borrowed this truck from my friends at Morgan Buick GMC in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. The exterior color on this truck is volcanic red tint coat. It has a dark walnut and slate interior and full LED lighting here on the front end with our headlights, daytime running lights, fog lights. Everything is going to be LED. You'll have the locator lighting that you can see coming on right there. Everything comes on to let you find your truck after dark. And you will find some chrome here. Some people say chrome is outdated. What do you say? I know everybody has their varying opinions on that, but you'll have a combination of some chrome and some gloss black. You have your front camera right here. This little notch that sticks out is the front camera washer, and all of the sensors you see on the front bumper right there. We're also going to have sensors on the rear. That means this truck has a lot of great safety features and driving aids. 20-inch wheels on this four-wheel drive truck. Under the hood is the 5.3 liter V8, so for those of you that don't want the 6.2, this is a good option for you. And as far as your side view mirrors go, you can set things up to where when you lock the truck, they automatically fold, and when you unlock the truck, they automatically unfold. You'll have your LED exterior lighting here to help out after dark, and these are going to be heated power adjustable side view mirrors with your blind spot monitoring built in. Chrome for your door handles with passive entry. Now, the one thing I wish GMC would do differently is if you're going to have it on the front door, have passive entry on the rear door handles as well. And you'll find the chrome surround on the windows. We will also find our X31 off-road badging here. That means you're going to have the off-road tires, the skid plates underneath the truck. It's going to have hill descent control, the heavy-duty air filter, quite a few features that will help out with off-roading. Also the off-road tuned suspension. Here is your remote lock, unlock. You have remote start, and you can open your power tailgate. Now you're gonna have to manually close that. In fact, let me do that real fast so you can see this work. And you'll notice that when I push that button twice, nothing happens. If I push it twice and hold it down, nothing happens. In fact, that's why you only see the down arrow right there. That's because this is the multi-pro tailgate. If you go with the conventional style tailgate, then you can have that power down and power up feature. I've actually had some people tell me that they just want a good old-fashioned tailgate where you can open and close it manually, which is something you can do with this tailgate. In fact, let me show you a couple of things. We're going to have some more lighting right here on the rear, as far as being able to illuminate this area for when you need to see after dark. Now you can push that button right there and it opens manually. You can also do this. For those who haven't seen it, I apologize to those who have. This is how it functions as far as the multi-pro tailgate goes. You've got this section right here that can be used as a table, and you can use this area as a bed extender a couple of different ways. In fact, it's quite the multitasker. It serves a few different functions. And we'll open that back up just like that. Here is our second bed extender as far as that goes. And something else I really like here is when you have the tailgate lowered like this, you can push that button on the tailgate and lower that area, and that makes it easier to gain access to the interior of the bed. Now that's not all that we have here, because you also can use this area as a step. And you'll find quite a bit going on here with the interior of the bed. You have your spray-in bed liner. There are 6 tie-down points on both sides, 3 in the front, 3 in the rear. You also have your 120-volt power outlet right there if you need to power things. And everything is here as far as your bumper goes to hook up your trailer lights and all that good stuff. Towing will range between 9,200 pounds, or if you go with the trailering package, that brings that number up to 11,200 pounds. And your max payload will be 1,960 pounds without the trailering package. With the trailering package, that number actually drops to 1,870 pounds. As mentioned earlier in the video, under the hood is the naturally aspirated 5.3 liter V8 that puts out 355 horsepower and 383 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Let's see what the window sticker says as far as your MPGs go. We're looking at 15 city, 19 highway, 17 combined, and 5.9 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. This truck will feature a 24-gallon gas tank. On a single tank of gas in the city, you should be able to get about 360 miles. Out on the highway, that number jumps to 456 miles. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of variables that determine whether or not you achieve those numbers. You might be able to do better, you might not be able to do quite as well. And I wanted to show you the exterior lighting I was talking about earlier. There's the LED lighting that is on the side view mirrors. Now, we also have the in-bed LED lighting, and it does a very good job of illuminating the bed after dark. You also have your cab light up there. And here is the light I was telling you about on the tailgate. If you're looking for space, there is no shortage of space in the interior, whether it's the back seat or the front seat. There is plenty of room with the armrest and the door bin. Both seat cushions fold up, just as you see right here, only have one side up. But underneath that is not only storage space, but the tools to change a tire. Over there on the other side is the jack, and there is a spare tire located underneath the rear of the truck. We'll use the grab handles to hop inside. Plenty of room back here. Storage as far as the rear seat pockets go. They're going to be on the back of each seat. Cup holders aplenty. They're everywhere you look. And we'll find controls for our heated seats. I don't even want to talk about that right now because it's over 100 degrees today in Northwest Louisiana. We don't need heated seats. And you have your rear options as far as your connectivity goes. Now, one thing you won't find in the interior of these trucks as of 2022 is a 12-volt power outlet. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later and show you that there is not a power outlet, 12-volt power outlet anywhere in the interior of these trucks, depending on trim level. If you go custom, yes, you can have a 12-volt power outlet, but anything above that will not. Fold-down armrest, more cup holders. GMC believes that you and your passengers are going to be very thirsty. We have our power sliding rear window and our rear window defogger. Also our lights up here that do a good job of illuminating the interior after dark. Now, there's no sunroof with this truck, but that is an available feature. What will your front seat passenger find? Plenty of room again with the armrest and the door bins. The seats are power adjustable with lumbar support. Now, on the SLT trim level, you cannot get the massage seats. So if you're wondering about that, yeah, you'll have to go Denali or Denali Ultimate to do that. We do have a little bit of storage on each side of the center console right here. We have our lower glove box and our upper glove box right here, so plenty of space where that's concerned, and a grab handle at all four doors to make getting in and out of the interior very easy. And we'll hop on into the driver's seat. I'll show you the animated graphics that come up on the screens, the driver and the in-center screen, the infotainment screen. As you can see, I know a lot of people are going to say, I really don't care about that. That's one more thing to break. That's what a lot of people say. Well, it's here. It's part of what you're paying for, so I might as well show it to you. The sticker price is $68,610. Let's see what else you get for that price. Here is your upper console. Home link right here for your garage door. 3 different buttons for programming that. There's where you open and close that power sliding rear window, and you can see some of the other controls that are here as far as your buttons go. The driver's door features seat memory for the driver's seat. You can push the button right there, and that will allow you to fold and unfold your side view mirrors from the driver's seat if you need to do that. Controls for adjusting the side view mirrors and opening and closing your power windows. The power parking brake is here. We have our driving mode selector right here, depending on what we want to do with that. And you have a few different modes. So you can see the default mode will be normal. You'll also have sport, and you will also have off-road. And then all of our controls for our lighting, as I showed you earlier on the exterior of the truck. Power adjustable steering wheel, tilt and telescopically adjustable. Everything for your adaptive cruise control is here. You've got your shifter paddles on the back over here on the right-hand side. In fact, I'll show you behind here, right below that shifter paddle. You can control the volume here. On the other side of the steering wheel, on the left-hand side, you can control what you're listening to. And the 12.3-inch driver's display. And you can go through a lot of different information here. If you want to change the display layout, there are some pre-programmed views that you can use. I'll show you what they are as far as they go. You saw classic, now you're seeing progressive. We'll go to digital next. Let you see how that looks. And if you want clean, well, there is what clean will look like. Now, I'm going to go back up here to progressive and then show you that you can also change the individual settings on the screen. So you can come back here to the left side, the right side, the lower gauges, your info pages, units. You also have a couple of other things here, as you can see, depending on what you need to do. If you need to reset to defaults, you can do that. A very nice look, and yes, you can get rid of the truck right there. A lot of people have asked me about that, so I'll make sure I cover that. Yes, you can get rid of that if you want to. Steering wheel is very comfortable. We'll find over here on the left-hand side everything for your windshield wipers, your turn signal indicators for those of you that know how to use your blinkers. And this button is for running the windshield washer fluid on the windshield. Now, when you do that at the same time, it's also going to run windshield washer fluid across the front camera. Now, you don't have to have the camera on the screen for that to happen, but just so you can see it in action, there it is. In fact, we'll go ahead and look at all the different camera views on and around the truck. So there's your rear view. You'll have two different views for pretty much every view. There's your overhead view. We also have our side view mirror view. If you need to back up to a trailer, that makes things a lot easier as far as that goes. And we'll talk a little bit more about the 13.4-inch touchscreen. Now, over here on the right-hand side, you can see the map right there. Now, you might wonder, can you get rid of that and just have this take up the entirety of the screen? Unfortunately, no, you can't. You do have some different options here as far as different things you can bring up. Some of it's not coming up right now, but you have the clock there and trailering information, different things like that. Quite a bit going on. You've got your Play Store, Google Assistant. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone and use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. We'll go over here. You have trailering, climate. Settings is an area where I like to spend a little bit of time based on common questions that I'm asked about these vehicles, just to show you a little bit of what is here. But we're going to focus on vehicle. If you need to come in here and make adjustments, turn things on and off, you have teen driver mode, rear seat reminder. You can turn buckle to drive on and off. Do use your seatbelt when you're driving on the road. That's always very good to do. How about your safety features? Speaking of using your seatbelt and staying safe, how about those driving aids? Well, you have your alert type that you can adjust right there, and the safety alert seat will let you know what's going on around you, or you can just use the beeps. Depends on what's going on, or what you like, I should say, more than anything else. And we have automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, adaptive cruise go notifier, lane change alert, park assist tow bar, rear cross traffic alert, and rear pedestrian alert. And down here with comfort and convenience. Remember, I told you that you can turn on that power folding mirror function when you lock and unlock the truck. If you don't want that on, just uncheck that area right there. And then you can also see your rain sensing windshield wipers. You can change that if you want your reverse tilt mirrors to come on or be off. You can do that right there. If your chime volume is too high, you can adjust that here, or if it's too low. Everybody's going to have their preferences where that is concerned. And lighting. One more thing I want to show you right here. I showed you when I unlocked the truck earlier and the front lights came on, the daytime running lights and then the headlights. That's your locator lights. And so if those aren't working when you hit the unlock button on your truck, come here and you can turn that on. You can also go into your exit lighting and make changes there too. A pretty simple setup to use here. As far as this screen goes, I like it. It's easy to use. A little bit of storage right above that. There's a lot of storage for smaller items throughout the interior of this truck. And if you need to go home, you can either push right there on the screen, or you can push the button right here. If you want to actually use a physical button, there's your knob for the radio, turning that on and off and adjusting the volume. And quite a few one-touch buttons here. I think you know what everything is, so I'm not going to cover all of that. Here's where you turn the truck on and off. As far as the engine goes, your trailer brake control, you have your ventilated and heated seats, and you also have a heated steering wheel. That button is right here. I'd like a ventilated steering wheel, please. That would be wonderful during the summer. Your dual zone climate control here. And let's go back to the subject of connectivity. See a couple of USB ports right here. The wireless charging pad is right here, and here is another 120 volt power outlet and a couple more USB ports. That way nobody says there's a 12 volt power outlet somewhere in this truck, because as you can see, there is not. I'm not a fan of that personally. I own a 2024 version of the 2500 SLT, and I had to buy a USB to 12 volt adapter to use my dash cam. A little frustrating to have to deal with that. I wish GMC had not made that change a couple of years ago with these trucks, but that's the way it is. Now here's the shifter. What do you think? Would you rather have a column shifter? Some people tell me that it blocks the screen. For me, it doesn't in my own truck, but for some of you are telling me that it does. There's your cup holders and a little bit of storage space here with the center console. You will also find the Bose audio system here in the interior of the truck. Here's a quick little sampling. Hopefully my mic does that justice. It actually sounds very good. If you're not sure, go find one of these trucks on your local GMC lot and listen to it for yourself. All right, here we go on the test drive with the Sierra 1500. An enjoyable truck to drive. It's a truck, so you're going to have a little bit of a rough ride to a degree, but the driver's seat is very comfortable. A lot of adjustability built into this truck for the driver with the steering wheel and with the seat, so you should be able to adjust things just fine no matter your height to be able to see just fine. It is easy to see out of. Now, if you're wondering about the rear view camera mirror, I may have said this earlier in the video, I don't remember, but that is not available on the SLT trim level. You'll have to go Denali or Denali Ultimate to have that rear view camera mirror. To me, I think that should be a standard feature. Well, a lot of people may have varying opinions on that, although I don't have that on my truck because, as I mentioned earlier, I have the 2500 SLT, but I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't want it personally. That's just my thought on the matter. I find it easier to use the conventional mirror, so not a big deal where that is concerned. And there's no shortage of power and torque with this 5.3 liter. I know a lot of people would like to have more horsepower, but some are a little leery about going with the 6.2 liter because of some of the problems those engines have had in the past. Not an issue here with the 5.3. Go into sport mode, you'll notice a little bit of a difference. Basically what that does is allow the engine to run a little more freely. The RPMs are going to rise a little bit faster than they will in the other driving modes. But if you need that extra oomph to get down the road, that is going to help you out. Very easy to use technology here. Don't let that scare you off. It's simple to learn and use. I feel like if I can learn it, anybody can learn it. Not a big deal at all. And very, very spacious. Front seat, back seat, there's no shortage of space wherever you sit. That is a good thing. Easy to use safety features. You've got a lot going on here that brings a lot of benefits for this truck in a multitude of ways for the driver. Keep you and your passengers nice and safe out here on the road, which is always a nice thing to know, that peace of mind. And something else that brings peace of mind, the spare tire. I didn't show it to you, but it is back there underneath the rear of the truck, same place it's been for a long time. Easy to manage gas and brake pedal. A very functional truck in a lot of different ways. But the funny thing, and I've had a lot of people tell me this, is they tell me this looks like an old man's truck. They'll say a pawpaw's truck. That's what they basically mean by that. For those who don't know that term, I discovered that in a video not too long ago, but that's what it comes down to. Kind of interesting, the comments that you receive on these videos, but one way or another, I'd say this truck will definitely fit your needs if you're looking for a full-size truck. Okay, tell me what you think about the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Does it have everything you're looking for? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this truck for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe and please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.